It's that most wonderful time of the year again, when the snow falls and fireplaces are lit, windows steamed up with fresh from the oven cookies, colorful lights blink lazily off and on, and the internet heats up with debates and feelings of shock, social injustice, and a desire to smash the patriarchy. You heard me. It's time to talk about the most controversial song of any holiday season.
Baby,
it's cold outside. People tend to fall into two camps. The "I love this song, it's so kitsch," or the "how can you listen to this song about date rape?" The controversy over this song escalated to such a height that in 2018, multiple radio stations in the United States and Canada, including the CBC, banned it from their holiday playlist. But in 2019, the CBC reinstated the song, saying listener feedback was overwhelmingly in favor of keeping it in rotation. So let's break it down, shall we? Baby It's Cold Outside was written in 1944 by Frank Loesser for him and his wife to perform at dinner parties. Back when parties were a thing. He's the author of such incredible hits as, all the songs from Guys and Dolls and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, both fantastic Broadway musicals, and a host of others. The song Baby It's Cold Outside wasn't released to the public though until it was sold to MGM to be featured in the 1949 Esther Williams singing mermaid movie Neptune's Daughter, where it won the 1949 Academy Award for Best Song. The story in the song is a conversation between two people, typically a man and a woman, though there are such charming covers as the bromance version between Tom Wopat and John Schneider, the actual romance version between characters Blaine and Kurt on Glee, or the adorable role reversal with Liza Minnelli and Alan Cummings on the Broadway Cares Home for the Holidays album. I'll link those below. Fun fact, at no point in the song does it mention Christmas or any other holiday. It's simply become a Christmas staple because of the mention of snow. The characters are named Wolf and Mouse, with Wolf being the aggressor and Mouse being the innocent, timid, and shy. They're having a lovely, cozy evening in of Netflix and chill. In a time before Netflix and, before women were allowed to just chill. It's gotten late, and she realizes she should be getting home. The expectations placed upon unmarried women and how they should act in society are on her mind when all she wants to do is, stay where she is. But she knows people will talk, and her reputation, which was one of the most valuable things a woman had back then, would be ruined. The man, on the surface of the song, sounds like he's trying to convince her to stay. It's a fun verbal tug-of-war between two consenting adults. Where people start to take issue is particularly with the lyric,
"Hey,
say what's in this drink?" This sounds like she's perhaps tasting or feeling the effects of too much alcohol, or to our modern ear, a drug snuck into her beverage to render her helpless and defenseless. Much like movies, music is time-stamped. It's a snapshot, an earworm of a time period that a year, 10 years, 100 years later may not age well. How about a song written about being in quarantine for a year, locked in your house while a deadly virus plagues the world? Let's look at the lyrics.
Hey baby, where you going?
I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
So
been
happy that you dropped
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to
But
worry.
beautiful, what's your
My
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
so
roar.
really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well,
hurry.
maybe just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbor-
She's come by for a visit. It wasn't intended to be a long one, but she's found reasons to linger, such as an extra drink. She's enjoyed spending the evening with him and is caught between her desire to stay and societal pressure to leave. The only reason she thinks she has to leave is because of what her parents would think about a presumably unwed woman spending the night at her boyfriend's place. We've all seen those delightful t-shirts that men today still wear when they have daughters. I can't decide which one is more charming. The one that's a takeoff of the incredibly important and serious Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or the one that qualifies his daughter as pretty. I love a good death threat fashion statement. So chic.
Like
The
Paul,
neighbors might
but baby, it's
think
bad out there.
What the neighbors might think today doesn't matter nearly as much as it did back then. A great emphasis was placed on what your neighbors and your town, neighborhood, village, city thought of you. Again, it boils down to reputation and good old-fashioned slut-shaming.
say what's in
No
this drink.
Now
chance
this
to be had out
is the
there.
money shot. This line in particular. In the 20s, 30s, 40s, honestly, through to the 70s, this was a joke. This wasn't about being drugged. It was a popular saying that was used to excuse away silly behavior, blaming a strong, spirit-forward drink for a bad joke or a choice made that goes against one's usual behavior. The joke part comes in the understanding that the drink they are enjoying is usually innocuous. In this scene, Laurel and Hardy believe that they are intoxicated and they are behaving very badly in public, only to find out that the thing that they were drinking was actually just iced tea.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Well, by my buzz, I would like a liquor. What's the joke? No, you tell her. You tell her. Oh, I give We drank your liquor. wasn't liquor. That was cold tea.
It's fair to say that following the Me Too movement, criticism of this song certainly hit its height, and fair enough if you only consider it from a modern perspective. Let's continue.
I seem to be
Your eyes are like
in
starlets
some
and
crazy spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no.
You mind if I move in
At
closer?
least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Baby, make my conscience.
And there it is. She can say that she tried. Sorry, Dad. I tried to get home, but the weather was so bad. It was safer for me to spend the night in his bed. Couch! She did everything she, as a good girl, is supposed to do. She said no. She pointed out that her parents would worry, and she can even say she was too tipsy to leave the house so late at night. It was safer for her to stay.
My
Storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips.
Girl is probably doing the exact same thing with her own date at this very minute. She can sit her judgy ass down.
Look
My
delicious.
brother will be there at the
Waves
door.
upon a tropic.
Yeah, because Dad has trained brother to think that a woman's virginity and reputation is far more important than anything else. No one will ever buy spoiled milk.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
My maiden aunt's mind is
Gosh,
vicious.
your lips are deep.
Her maiden aunt, which basically means her spinster aunt, who has never been married, is an angry woman. Because a woman who has never been married or known the joy of wifedom could only ever be miserable, right? She has to be miserable. For a woman to be happy alone would be the end of society as we know it. Children would never be born. Oh, God!
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Are
Well,
delicious.
maybe just a cigarette more.
Never such a...
And again, instead of another drink to keep her there, she's chosen to have a cigarette.
You've really been
I thrill when you touch my hand.
But don't you
How
see?
can you do this thing to
There's
me?
bound to be talk
To
tomorrow.
think of my lifelong
At
sorrow.
least there will be plenty
If
implied.
you caught pneumonia and died,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt,
Ah,
baby.
but it's cold outside.
And finally she states, he has been a great host. She really wants to stay, but how could she? Doesn't he understand the societal implications of her staying the night? She'll be ruined. And if she isn't ruined, then there'll be a lot of side-eye and snide remarks that she'll have to navigate. He, of course, being a man, will get high fives and handshakes. Smash the patriarchy. What about his lyrics? The whole time he has been nothing but helpful, offering her any number of plausible excuses. Baby, it's cold outside, it's up to your knees out there, you'll freeze out there, the weather, it's bad out there, there's never been such a blizzard before, there's no cabs to be had out there, and think of how guilty he would feel if she were to leave now, catch pneumonia, and die. He even asks permission to move in closer. Ugh. The song is a flirty call and response, and the important thing to note, I think, is that while there is minor conflict in the song, mostly surrounding the expectations of women's roles in society at this time period, at the end of the song, they end in harmony, which to me symbolizes that they have come to an agreement to back each other's story up, and consequences be damned. Today, that song wouldn't make the cut at any dinner party. When one person says no, that's it, game over. Everybody out of the pool. Put your clothes on. And it definitely makes sense to push back against this song from today's perspective. But it wasn't written today. It was written 76 years ago, when women's rights and societal expectations were vastly different. Also, the birth control pill wouldn't be invented for another 16 years, when the only way a single woman might be able to get a little consensual action is to get snowed in at someone's house. It's fair enough to say, but she shouldn't have had to use an excuse. She should have been able to do whatever and whoever she wanted to. Smash the patriarchy. But that's not the world she lived in. By all means, call out misogyny, but we can't pretend that that time didn't exist. If it ruins the song for you, okay, I can't blame you. I don't like the song Christmas Shoes. I hate it, in fact. I find it emotionally manipulative. When it comes on the radio, I do what any healthy millennial does. I disassociate and lose myself in my brain for 3 minutes. When I come back, I don't know where I've been, but the song is over and we can all get on with our lives. Yes, I have a therapist. Listen, feelings are valid, and if you don't like the song, I'm not going to change your mind, but art is open to interpretation. And as neither Loester nor his ex-wife, theater producer Lynn Garland, are alive to tell us what exactly was intended with the lyrics, we can only assume. But given the historical context in which it was written, and given the pedigree of the what's in this drink crack, I prefer to think of this holiday favorite as a feminist ode to a woman exercising her rights to have premarital sex within the structural confines of acceptability in a time when she had little autonomy. It's the W.A.P of the 1950s. Changed my mind. That's it. That's all I got. However you celebrate and whatever you celebrate, I hope it's merry and bright. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe, and, you know, ring that little bell and give an angel her wings.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! What? With fresh from the oven cookies.
I said certified free, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak.